I am not willing to operate without exception on any patient if my preoperative protocols for medical clearance are not wholly met. That means another physician of the patient's choosing examines the patient and verifies that patient's fitness for surgery in conjunction with other tests and labs that I request. This is a standard protocol to ensure all aspects of a patient's health are medically considered. Since graduating from my plastic surgery residency at Brown University, I have operated on 2,000 patients, which is roughly 6,000 hours in the operating room.
She posted a photo with her surgeon on Instagram, excited for her transformation reveal. 48 hours later, she was dead. 3 children lost their mother. And the surgeon? He faced 0 criminal charges. I'm talking about a healthy 32-year-old woman, a successful entrepreneur, an MTV star with millions of followers, a mother who had everything to live for. She walked into a cosmetic surgery clinic in Miami on May 30th, 2023, ready to reclaim her body after 3 pregnancies. Less than 2 days later, she was pronounced dead at 11 o'clock at night in a hospital emergency room, her brain swelling, her body bleeding internally, her 3 babies left without the woman who called them her greatest blessing. Here's what haunts me about this case. Have you ever felt pressure to bounce back after having children? Have you scrolled through Instagram and wondered how influencers look flawless months after giving birth? Do you know someone, maybe even yourself, who's considered cosmetic surgery to regain their confidence? Because that's exactly what Jacky Oh did, and it killed her. This isn't just another tragic story. This is about an industry that operates in the shadows, where surgeons without proper certifications perform thousands of procedures, where warning signs get ignored, where a worsening headache gets dismissed with advice to take some ibuprofen, and where a woman telling her family that her head feels like it's burning dies before help can arrive. Brazilian butt lifts, BBLs, have become one of the most sought-after procedures in America, especially among influencers and mothers desperate to look like their pre-baby selves. But what they don't tell you is this: 1 in every 3,000 patients dies. The mortality rate is higher than almost any other cosmetic procedure. And when things go wrong, they go wrong fast. So what happened in those 48 hours between Jacky Oh's surgery and her death? What red flags were missed? Why wasn't she rushed back to medical care when her symptoms screamed emergency? And most importantly, how can you protect yourself or someone you love from the same fate? Jacky Oh, her real name was Jacqueline Smith, was vibrant, ambitious, and full of life. She'd built a successful lip gloss business, earned her real estate license just months before her death, and was raising 3 beautiful children with her partner, comedian DC Young Fly. She had dreams. She had plans. She had a future. One decision took it all away. If you've ever questioned whether cosmetic surgery is worth the risk, this story will change everything you thought you knew. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what I'm about to reveal could save your life or someone you love. Drop a like on this video, tell us your name and where you're watching from the comments so we can give you a shout out in our next video, and subscribe to Crime Lens Report. We share real stories that matter. Let's get into what really happened to Jacky Oh. Before the tragedy, before the headlines, before the heartbreak, there was Jacqueline Smith, a young woman with big dreams and the determination to make them reality. She didn't start out famous. She built it. Jacqueline transformed herself into Ms. Jacky Oh, a name that would become recognized across social media and television screens nationwide. Her big break came when she joined the cast of MTV's wildly popular improv comedy show, Wild 'N Out. For 5 full seasons, she lit up the stage as one of the show's beloved Wild 'N Out girls, bringing energy, humor, and undeniable charisma that made her a fan favorite. People didn't just watch her, they connected with her. She had that rare quality that made you feel like you knew her personally, like she was your friend cheering you on from the screen. But Jacky Oh wasn't content to just be on television. She had the mind of an entrepreneur and the drive to back it up. She launched the J Nova collection, her own lip gloss line that quickly gained traction with her growing fan base. The business wasn't just a side hustle. It was a genuine success, proof that she could turn her influence into something lasting and meaningful. She understood branding, marketing, and most importantly, she understood her audience. They trusted her, and she delivered quality products that reflected her personality. Her ambition didn't stop there. In February 2023, just 3 months before her death, Jacky Oh earned her real estate license in Georgia. She was building multiple streams of income, securing her family's future, and proving that she was more than just a pretty face on a comedy show. She was a businesswoman, a go-getter, someone who refused to be limited by a single label. Then there was love. In 2015, Jacky Oh met John Whitfield, known to the world as DC Young Fly, a comedian, rapper, and fellow Wild 'N Out cast member. Their chemistry was instant. He brought the laughs and the music. She brought the charm and the beauty. Together, they became one of entertainment's most adored couples, sharing their journey with fans who couldn't get enough of their genuine affection for each other. They built a family that became their greatest achievement. 3 children blessed their lives, daughters Nova and Nala, and their son, Prince. Though Jacky Oh and DC Young Fly never officially married, their commitment to each other and their children was absolute. She poured herself into motherhood with the same passion she brought to everything else in her life. In one of her final Instagram posts before her death, Jacky Oh wrote something that now feels both beautiful and heartbreaking. God chose me 3x. I promise I never take it for granted. I'm so damn blessed, man. 3 times. 3 children, 3 chances to be a mother, 3 reasons to wake up grateful every single day. She knew how fortunate she was. She cherished it. DC Young Fly would later describe her as the greatest mother I know. Words that carry even more weight knowing they came from a man who had lost the love of his life and the mother of his children. At 32, Jacky Oh had it all. A thriving career, a successful business, a loving partner, 3 beautiful children who adored her. Dreams that were actively coming true, not just someday goals written in a journal. She was living proof that hard work, authenticity, and determination could take you anywhere. But like many mothers, Jacky Oh faced a challenge that millions of women understand. The physical toll that pregnancy and childbirth take on your body, and the pressure to look a certain way in a world that's always watching. 3 pregnancies, 3 beautiful children, and a body that no longer felt like her own. Jacky Oh wasn't vain, she was human. Pregnancy changes a woman's body in profound ways, and for someone whose image was part of her brand, whose livelihood depended on her presence on camera and social media, those changes carried extra weight. The pressure to look a certain way wasn't just in her head, it was in every comment section, every comparison photo, every algorithm that rewarded appearance over authenticity. In May 2023, at 32 years old, Jacky Oh made a deeply personal decision. She would undergo a mommy makeover, a combination of procedures designed to help restore her pre-pregnancy physique. Specifically, she opted for extensive liposuction to remove excess fat from multiple areas of her body, paired with a Brazilian butt lift, a BBL, which involves transferring that harvested fat to the buttocks for a fuller, more contoured shape. She chose to have the procedures done in Miami, Florida, a city that has earned a reputation as the cosmetic surgery capital of America. Clinics line the streets, Instagram ads flood feeds, and promises of transformation are everywhere. For Jacky Oh, Miami represented hope, a fresh start, a chance to feel confident in her skin again. She was excited, so excited, in fact, that she posted a photo on social media standing beside her chosen surgeon, teasing her followers with the promise of a full reveal coming soon to her YouTube channel. The post was later deleted, but it captured a moment of pure anticipation. A woman ready for change, unaware of what was coming. Her surgeon was Dr. Jacky Oh, who operates a clinic called PH1 Miami. Dr. Oh markets himself as a liposuction/BBL specialist. He holds a medical degree from the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University and completed a 5-year surgical residency at the same institution. He has active medical licenses in Florida, Rhode Island, and New York. On paper, he appears qualified. But here's the critical detail that should have been a warning sign. Dr. Oka is not board certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery. Let me explain why this matters. Board certification by the American Board of Plastic Surgery requires years of additional specialized training, rigorous examinations, ongoing education, and adherence to strict safety standards. Board-certified plastic surgeons must have hospital privileges and typically operate only in accredited facilities. It's the gold standard, the mark that separates true experts from doctors who are simply legally allowed to perform these procedures. Dr. David Schaefer, a board-certified plastic surgeon, has publicly warned patients to specifically seek out surgeons with this certification, especially for high-risk procedures like BBLs. Without it, you're taking a gamble with your life. Dr. Okura's online reviews should have raised more red flags. On health grades, he held a rating of just 1. 6 stars out of 5, with 86% of reviews giving him the lowest possible rating. On Vitals.com, his average is 2.6 stars. However, on U.S. News Doctors, he has a 4 out of 5 rating. The inconsistency suggests a deeply divided patient experience. Some satisfied, many others deeply unhappy. Then there's this shocking detail. In 2021, Dr. Oka sued 2 former patients for $30,000 each after they posted negative reviews about their experiences. One patient, Layla Penn, claimed he had mutilated her during a procedure. Another, Kyla Nirenberg, wrote that happy patients don't exist at his practice and suggested positive reviews were fake. Rather than address their concerns, Dr. Oka took them to court. Both lawsuits were voluntarily dismissed in December 2021, but the message was clear: criticism would not be tolerated. Wait, he sued patients for bad reviews. And Jacky Oh still chose him? Here's another concerning fact. Dr. Oka does not carry medical malpractice insurance. While this is legal in Florida, it's a major red flag. Without insurance, patients who suffer harm have limited options for seeking compensation. It protects the doctor, not the patient. On May 30th, 2023, Jacky Oh underwent her procedures, extensive liposuction across multiple body areas and gluteal augmentation. According to medical records, the surgery was completed without any complications. She was released from the surgical facility to recover at her aunt's home in Miami, where she would have help during the critical early days of healing. She was prescribed 3 medications: ciprofloxacin, an antibiotic to prevent infection, oxycodone, a powerful painkiller, and ondansetron, an anti-nausea medication. The surgery was successful. What came next would expose a fatal breakdown in post-operative care. Shortly after the surgery, Jacky Oh began experiencing a headache. At first, it might have seemed normal: post-operative pain, the after-effects of anesthesia, the body adjusting to trauma. But this headache didn't fade. It persisted. It intensified. Concerned, Jacky Oh returned to Dr. Oka's office for a post-operative appointment. She told him about the pain. She needed relief. She needed answers. What she got was a massage. The massage didn't help. It made the headache worse. A nurse at the facility advised her to take ibuprofen, an over-the-counter pain reliever you can buy at any pharmacy, and to stop taking ondansetron, her anti-nausea medication. That was it. No further examination. No diagnostic tests. No emergency protocols activated. No one recognized that a worsening headache after major surgery could be a sign of something catastrophic happening inside her body. She was sent home to her aunt's house. The evening of May 31st, 2023, less than 24 hours after her surgery. Jacky Oh's condition took a terrifying turn. She told her aunt that her head felt like it was burning. Not just hurting, burning. The kind of pain that makes you panic, that tells you something is desperately wrong. This wasn't discomfort. This was agony. Then came the neurological symptoms. Jacky Oh began having difficulty speaking. Her words wouldn't come out right. Her brain, The command center of her entire body was failing. Her aunt knew this was an emergency. She called 911 immediately. But before the paramedics could arrive, Jacky Oh became unresponsive. Her body shut down. The vibrant, ambitious mother of three, the woman who'd been excited about her transformation just hours earlier, was slipping away. She was rushed to HCA Florida Mercy Hospital in Coconut Grove, where doctors and nurses fought desperately to save her life. They tried everything. It wasn't enough. At 11 o'clock that night, Jacqueline Smith, Ms. Jacky Oh, was pronounced dead. She was 32 years old. The autopsy report revealed the horrifying truth of what had happened inside her body. Jacky Oh had developed significant brain swelling, medically known as cerebral edema. This swelling explained the burning sensation she described and the difficulty speaking. Her brain was being crushed inside her skull, deprived of oxygen, shutting down function by function. It's an excruciating way to die. The report also documented extensive bleeding of the skin around her torso, the exact areas where liposuction had been performed. Her body was hemorrhaging internally, blood pooling beneath the surface where fat had been aggressively removed. According to her father, Jacky Oh had no prior medical, surgical, or psychiatric history that would have made her high risk for complications. She didn't use tobacco, alcohol, or drugs. Hospital records showed she'd previously undergone a breast augmentation that had been completed without any issues. By every measure, she was a healthy young woman who should have survived this procedure without incident. The medical examiner officially ruled her death as accidental, caused by complications from cosmetic surgery. But here's what keeps me up at night: the questions that scream for answers. Why wasn't Jacky Oh's worsening headache treated as the medical emergency it clearly was? Why was a woman complaining of escalating pain after major surgery told to take ibuprofen, the same thing you'd take for a mild headache or menstrual cramps? When she returned to the office reporting symptoms that were getting worse, not better, why wasn't she immediately sent to a hospital for evaluation? And most haunting of all, when Jacky Oh told her family her head felt like it was burning and she couldn't speak properly, textbook neurological red flags. Why wasn't she already back in medical hands? Could earlier intervention have saved her life? Could a CT scan have caught the brain swelling in time? Could proper monitoring have detected the internal bleeding before it became fatal? We'll never know, because the care she received after her surgery failed her at every single turn. A woman died. 3 children lost their mother. A partner lost the love of his life. And somewhere in Miami, a surgeon continues to operate. If this story is making you angry, you're not alone. Drop a comment below and tell me. Should this surgeon have faced criminal charges? And smash that like button if you believe the cosmetic surgery industry needs stricter regulation. Your voice matters. Use it. In October 2023, 5 months after Jacky Oh's death, the Miami Police Department made an announcement that sent shockwaves through everyone following the case. There would be no criminal investigation, because the medical examiner had ruled Jacky Oh's death as accidental. Homicide detectives would not be involved. Dr. Jacky Oh would not face criminal charges in connection with her death. The public response was immediate and furious. How is this possible? Here's the harsh reality. For criminal charges to be filed against a doctor, prosecutors must prove criminal negligence or recklessness, an extraordinarily high bar to clear. The legal system distinguishes between criminal acts and civil malpractice. An accidental death ruling, even when someone dies on the operating table or shortly after surgery, typically closes the door on criminal prosecution. The family's only option would be a civil lawsuit, a much longer, more difficult process that requires expert testimony, extensive medical record review, and significant financial resources. Dr. Oka didn't remain silent. In early June 2023, shortly after Jacky Oh's death became public, he released a statement through his clinic, PH1 Miami. The statement emphasized the clinic's commitment to the highest quality medical care and claimed that all aesthetic procedures are performed in a hygienically safe environment to universally recognized medical standards. Notably absent, any direct mention of Jacky Oh, any condolences to her family, any acknowledgement of their loss. Later, Dr. Oka posted a video defending his reputation. He stated that he had performed approximately 2,000 procedures, totaling about 6,000 hours in the operating room. He emphasized that his medical license remained active and unrestricted, with no disciplinary actions against him. His focus was on protecting himself, not mourning the woman who died under his care. After significant public backlash, Dr. Oka disabled comments on his Instagram posts, effectively shutting down any public dialogue or accountability. But the problem goes far beyond one surgeon. Jacky Oh's death is part of a much larger epidemic. Dr. David Schaefer, a board-certified plastic surgeon, has publicly stated that approximately 1 in every 3,000 patients dies after undergoing a Brazilian butt lift. Read that again. 1 in 3,000. That makes BBL the most dangerous cosmetic procedure available, with a mortality rate that far exceeds other plastic surgeries. The main risk? Fat embolism. During a BBL, fat is injected into the buttocks. If that fat accidentally enters the bloodstream, it can travel to the lungs or brain, causing blockages that are often fatal. Even when performed by experienced, board-certified surgeons in accredited facilities, BBLs carry risks that patients frequently don't understand until it's too late. Miami has become ground zero for this crisis. High-volume clinics operate with aggressive marketing, discounted prices, and what experts call a cut-and-run approach. Perform as many surgeries as possible, release patients quickly, provide minimal follow-up care. The regulatory failures are staggering. In Florida, any licensed physician can legally perform plastic surgery procedures, regardless of their training or specialization. A doctor who trained in family medicine or emergency medicine can open a cosmetic surgery practice and perform BBLs without specialized plastic surgery training. There's no requirement for board certification, no requirement for malpractice insurance. In many cases, facilities don't even need accreditation. This creates a dangerous environment where patients believe they're in safe hands, when in reality, they're taking enormous risks. If you or someone you love is considering cosmetic surgery, watch for these red flags. The surgeon is not board certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery. Verify this yourself on their official website. The surgeon does not have hospital privileges, which means hospitals don't trust them to operate in their facilities. The prices are significantly lower than other providers. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. The facility doesn't look or feel like a legitimate medical environment. You can't speak directly with your surgeon before the procedure or ask detailed questions about their training and experience. The surgeon has no medical malpractice insurance. This should be an automatic disqualifier. Your safety matters more than any transformation. Share this video with anyone considering cosmetic surgery. It could save their life. And if you've had a similar experience or know someone who has, drop their story in the comments. We need to hold this industry accountable. DC Young Fly was in Atlanta filming new episodes of Wild 'N Out when he received the news that Jacky Oh was gone. The devastation was immediate and complete. In an emotional statement released shortly after her death, he described her as the greatest mother I know. Words that captured not just his grief, but the magnitude of what his children had lost. Jacky Oh's funeral in Atlanta was a lavish celebration of her life, reflecting the love so many people had for her. Thousands of flowers filled the space. A horse-drawn carriage carried her. Doves were released into the sky, symbolizing her spirit ascending. It was beautiful and heartbreaking all at once. DC Young Fly has been open about how he's coping or struggling to cope. He admitted, "I cry all the time," but explained that he chooses to show positivity publicly for the sake of his 3 children and the fans who look to him for inspiration. His strength comes from his Christian faith and the knowledge that his kids need him now more than ever. But the losses didn't stop. In October 2023, DC Young Fly revealed he had also lost his sister, marking 3 major deaths within a single year, including a cousin who had passed away the previous August. The weight of compounded grief is unimaginable. In December 2023, months after Jacky Oh's death, he reflected simply, "It's hard every day." Then, in February 2024, another blow. A bag containing personal belongings, including Jacky Oh's death certificate, was stolen. DC Young Fly made a public plea for its return, emphasizing the sentimental value of items that can never be replaced. The Rayal tragedy belongs to Nova, Nala, and Prince, 3 young children growing up without their mother. They'll face every milestone, every celebration, every moment of need without the woman who called them her greatest blessing. The cruel irony is unbearable. The surgery Jacky Oh underwent was meant to help her feel beautiful and confident for herself and her family. Instead, it cost them everything. Her final Instagram post echoes in the silence. "God chose me 3x. I promise I never take it for granted. I'm so damn blessed, man." She treasured motherhood, and motherhood needed her. Following her death, the J Nova collection experienced a massive spike in sales. Over 2,000 orders in just 2 weeks as fans and supporters rallied to help her family. The website temporarily shut down to manage the overwhelming demand. BET Media Group and the Wild 'N Out cast release statements honoring her memory as a loving friend and beloved colleague. As of the latest information available, no civil lawsuit has been publicly filed against Dr. Oka or his practice. Here's the final lesson we must carry forward. No beauty standard is worth your life. Your children need you, not a perfect version of you. Social media creates dangerous illusions that push people toward life-threatening decisions. Before you consider any cosmetic procedure, do your research. Verify board certification. Confirm the facility is accredited. Check for hospital privileges and malpractice insurance. And if something feels wrong after surgery, go directly to the emergency room, not back to the surgeon's office. Jacky Oh's story isn't just one woman's tragedy. It's a systemic failure that continues to claim lives every single day. If this story touched you, honor Jacky Oh's memory by subscribing to this channel and hitting the notification bell. We cover real crime stories with real lessons that can protect you and the people you love. Leave a comment telling me what story I should cover next. And remember, your life is precious. No procedure is worth risking it. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep your loved ones close.